Exactly. Now you know how we're gonna defend the world, right, Alien Frog? Remember what we talked about hamsters saving us all? You got the mighty, what is a hamper? Is it a hamper? What is a hamper? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Alright, so I'm gonna do another layer over her face as well. Because I want to get more depth. I want there to be like a beautiful distinction between the blank white paper and her face. So we'll see how we can do that. There we go. You've been doing good. Barbecuing a lot. That sounds enjoyable. It's nice in the summer weather, isn't it? Nice to barbecue then. We actually had a really delicious barbecue the other day. It was super awesome. Okay, so time to start her hair, and I'm gonna do a pale blonde. I'm definitely gonna have to go over with another layer in this area, but for now I just wanna make sure I have the base layers there. There we go. I feel like it's bleeding in her face, unfortunately. I think this area is still quite wet, and that is probably what's causing all the bleeding. Probably should have been more patient, wait for it to dry a little bit more, but it's alright. I will fix it up as we go. Probably my favorite thing about watercolors is how soft you can get it. I really love when you can get this very nursery rhyme-esque kind of feel to a piece. It's so beautiful. Alright, so she needs little grey socks. So I'm gonna mix up a little bit of brown, a little bit of grey, and maybe just a tint of blue over it. Because I just want it to look different from, you know, the rest of the background. Don't want it to look like she's got blank legs that have just mutated into nothingness, like she's got some invisibility toggle, right? Cool choice of colours though. Blue dress, blonde hair. Thank you, thank you. You don't like how watercolour doesn't taste like what the colours are, you know? Yeah, I mean, when you put them in your mouth, you're expecting strawberries and chocolate and, you know, everything else. You don't quite get that, right? It's intensely disappointing. I agree. There we go. So her shoe is done. Really happy about that. It's kind of like mic candles too. Like they smell good, but they just taste waxy, and you don't like that very much. And the fire makes it too spicy. Well, I think, Alien Frog, I think you should maybe stick to your natural diets. Like, maybe just stick to your flies and worms. I feel like that's going to be healthier for you in the long term, you know? What's the strangest thing you guys have ever eaten? I reckon for me it would probably be either cow tongue or sheep brains. Probably be the strangest things I've ever eaten. Besides grass. When I was a kid I would always used to put grass in my mouth. I don't know why I was just drawn to needing to eat grass. I feel like I'm missing one. Got 2 here. How many do I have on the original? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm missing one. Missing a little one here. There we go. All of them back in. Alright. So... Oh, I almost missed her earring. Forgot that she had an earring. I'm gonna have to do that in gouache later. Afterwards. I'm really, really happy with the colour of her hair. It's so delicate. So soft and beautiful. I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. So I don't want to go too much darker with it. You gotta head out. Have a good stream. Bye everyone. We'll see you, Hell Mockery. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate you being here. And I really hope you enjoy the movie and enjoy your day off. Edible candles, where can you buy them? I feel like Alien Frog's just eating everything. I feel like those exist. You don't think you ate anything weird? You were always a picky eater. Okay. So what was your most disliked food then? I don't know if I really had a dislike food as a kid. I don't remember. You remember your cousin ate ants once. Ants are the worst. Ants used to get into our syrup and, let me tell you, it doesn't taste good. They taste very bitter. It's not a good taste. So, I feel like your cousin was probably, you know, probably not onto something. Protein is a protein. Well, yeah, I guess at least you get some nourishment from it, right? At least it's not totally useless. But yeah, it's not gonna be very appetizing, trust me. We used to try and fish all these ants out of the syrup so we could just eat it again, and it was ridiculous. It was virtually impossible to get them back out, and so, you know, you just still try to eat the syrup because you were that desperate and really badly wanted syrup that day. I think we can start playing around with the red as well. So I'm going to add a little bit of red. Maybe I can just add some shadow to this area up here. So I'm gonna need a very tiny brush in order to work with the red. I'm really missing a lot of brushes. Like, I know I had a very thin one as well for this, and I don't see it. I feel like my brushes are running away from me. Okay, so I need a very orange, like, red for this. But I also need the red to be nice and deep and dark, so it's gonna be tricky to get the right kind of red that I want. I feel like I'm gonna have to mix it up a little till I get the right kind of red. Now it's just going pink. Okay, that's a bit of red. I love that red. So I'm gonna give them another layer because I want them to be much darker than they are right now, but that's a good color. True that. Maybe sushi can't handle much because of texture. You don't like the rice being sticky, or what is it? You're gonna give it another go though, to see if anything's changed with your taste buds. It's been a while. Well, I always thought for a very long time that I didn't like sushi. Even though I never tasted it, I just thought I would never like it because it's raw and, everything seems funky about it. And my boyfriend made me taste them and I was in love with it. I felt like, now I had to make up for lost time and have all the sushi to, compensate for it. So you never know. Try it again. Do you think there would be a difference between using a small fan to dry the painting and allowing it to dry naturally? Which method would I suggest or prefer? Well, a lot of artists do actually, you know, go in with a fan and like artificially dry their paintings. I have nothing against that, I guess. Um, I just, my only worry with that is sometimes if there's like wet paint, it can, especially if your hairdryer is very strong like mine, it can shove the paint into a direction and make it sort of pull together, if that makes sense. And so that's always my concern with it. I don't want the paint to do things that I don't want more than it's already doing. So I try to sort of guide it where I want. And when it naturally dries, I feel like that whole process is just more controlled. But there are definitely, like in the past, I have definitely done it. So I have used my hairdryer to dry a watercolor painting for sure, and it did help. But I was even so, I was still impatient. I had poured a lot of wet paint onto the paper, and I was really, really impatient for it to dry. So kind of mucked up that painting because even with blow drying it with the hairdryer, it was still not entirely dry, and I started lifting the paper off. So lesson learned. Be very careful with watercolor. I'm so happy with the colors. I feel like they're looking a lot better in this version than the digital version I tried. I really prefer this one, to be honest. It wasn't the rice, it was the raw fish. Okay. Have you ever tried cooked chicken? Like, cooked chicken in sushi can be really nice as well. Also, it's raw. You just think you'd rather have your fish cooked. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I can understand that. Oh, you don't like the chicken sushi either? That's strange. It seems definitely like a case of not actually liking sushi then. You know? Well, she's looking beautiful. I am so happy with her. My mum is just here, so I'll go open up for her. Be right back, guys. Thank you for waiting, guys. Was really keen to have a tea break, but I think we've not been going long enough, so not time for a tea break just yet. And I'm really excited to get the rest of her done. You may give the chicken a try. You never actually tried it with other meats. Okay. I've only ever tried it with chicken and smoked salmon. I feel like when it's done with smoked salmon, it's actually really nice. But yeah, if you don't like raw fish, even smoked fish, then that's probably not the way to go. So I feel like, yeah, your best bet will probably be trying it with some chicken, you know? Your favorite combo with chicken is, you can't say it now. I have no idea what you're talking about, Dovikin. Alright, I may give her another layer to her face. I don't know. I do feel like she does need a little bit more depth to, like some shading on her dress, so I will do that. I'm using blue as a shadow on her hair as well, just so it stays a little softer and doesn't go too yellow, because I don't want to make it overly yellow either. It used to what you used to hate condiments too. Now you kind of like it. Ketchup is okay. You like honey, mustard, and ranch. Okay. So you seem to be quite picky, I would say. Try and darken her hair up just a little bit more on this side as well. Wait, did you eat frog? Are you a frog eater, Doverkin? Eating pork frogs here, we know that's not acceptable. Especially not with the company we've got today, right? Okay, so I need to figure out which side do I want the light to come from. And I feel like if I make it come from the top right, it's probably going to work best. So I'm going to try and work on that. So first we need to do some more shading in some areas. I feel like blue is a really good highlight color when you're working with blonde. I know, it just complements it so well. You promised me when we meet, you will cook some really good dishes for me. If you happen to join us, then you could get to taste a variety of spice and condiments. Sounds glorious, Doverkin. We need to organize a feast for sure. So her face definitely needs a couple more layers, I feel like. I want to work in some other colors, realistically. First I want to put some green in her shoes as well. Because I just want to make it more visually interesting at this point. And so layering in different colors is going to help me achieve that. Happy Face, thank you for the follow. Please sit down and join our vampire party. We'd love to hear more about you. Well, after my stream today, I am definitely going to be playing some games. I'm really excited to play Fall Guys, which Joaquin just gifted me so sweetly yesterday. So, hopefully I can, you know, get some people to join up with me and have some fun games. That'll be super awesome. I feel like I need to leave her red headband until it's dried properly. Because I'm just at this point waving around paint and not really achieving much, you know. Yeah, so more shading, preferably on her hair. Hopefully that has dried by now. And I almost forgot about her eyebrows. I feel like lately, I'm always leaving my character's eyebrows till last, and I don't know why. I once did this character, and she had no eyebrows, and she looked really awful until she had them. I was so happy once I helped her improve her style. She really didn't look that good. Thanks for the invite, no worries. Nice drawing. You wish you can draw just like me? Well, with practice, anyone can draw, you know? It just takes time. You just have to keep at it. And that's what this little community is about, you know? We're trying to inspire each other to all be creative. So I encourage people to hopefully draw alongside my streams when I'm live. So it's sort of a place where we can all keep each other accountable, you know, to have one time per week where we can all, you know, or one time per day, where we can all keep creative. And you're welcome to also post your art in Discord. So on Discord we all share our art with each other and, you know, just basically encourage each other to stay creative. There we go. Also, sharing our snacks would be good. Could really go for a pumpkin pie. I would love pumpkin soup right now, like a nice smooth pumpkin soup. That would be awesome. I would love that. So what kind of art do you make, Happy Face? I'm gonna see if I can make these hearts just a little darker. The hearts are kind of the focal point of this piece, so if they are not obvious, I lose the whole concept. So it's really crucial that I get those very prominent in this piece. There we go. You're not really an artist, but before you really like photography. For you, it's also a form of art where you can express yourself. That is actually, yeah, that is actually a form of art, to be honest. You know, you have to think about a lot of things in photography, like composition, horizon line, framing things, all that kind of stuff, emotions. That all is a huge part of what art is about. So yeah, if you want, feel free to share your photography with us on the Discord. We would love to see. Robin, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Alright, so, um, what color did I make her eyes? Her eyes were blue, so about the same blue as her dress. So I'm gonna try and replicate them. Golden Pig, thank you so much for the bits. Really appreciate that. Welcome, I don't think I've seen you around before. Whereabouts are you from? So I reckon most of the, most of the shading I'm just gonna do once I go over into gouache. I feel like right now it's just probably too much hassle. I'm just gonna lift the paint off the sections that I don't really want it on. I may actually be able to use my paper towel to do that. It's gonna work a lot better. Gaurav, how are you doing? Nice to see you here. I love the artwork you posted. Was it in Cesar's Discord? I think I saw you post in a couple of Discords actually. It was so beautiful. Hopefully fully you can share your photos with me. Before you were really active, but due to the pandemic and other personal things, you stopped doing photography or stopped being active on Twitch. Can you guys hear little Zazu in the background being all adorable? Hope he's not too loud. I'm good, Gaurav. Yeah, I'm having a great day. I was really excited to do this piece. I did this piece digitally just to, one, test the colors, and also because I want to do a bit of a comparison between my digital work, which was sort of the style that I used to do about a year or two ago, and to see how much my watercolor style has grown, whether I'm at this point more happy with my watercolor style, which direction I want to go when I focus on my portfolio. So that is kind of the point of this piece, you know, it's sort of a test of my skill and a test of my style. So we'll see how it goes, see how it all turns out. Same old stuff. Eat, watch streams, work, and forget to sleep. That does not sound like a healthy lifestyle, Dovakin. That does not. Yeah, I feel really worried for you. Now actually you stopped in all of your social media, you're just occasionally active in Twitch, but more often in Reddit. Does Reddit work well for photography, do you think? Amazing work as always, thank you. When did I learn to draw? To be honest, I don't know when you can say I really learned to draw. Because I've been drawing since I was a very, small kid. So it's hard to determine, at what point would it have been considered not doodles and actual drawing. But I would say just my whole life, I've been drawing. And obviously I did take some breaks in between, went through phases where I wasn't really as creative, and then got back into it, popped back out of it. So I also went through a lot of phases where my style changed drastically. Now I'm mostly doing watercolor, sketching, and oil painting as well. So a lot of the time, I'll show you one of the oil paintings. A lot of the time now I switch between these watercolor paintings and my oil paintings, which are my larger scale projects. And yeah, a lot of the time that I spent was just in refining how I drew my characters, the style in which I drew them, those kinds of things, how I draw their ears, how I draw their eyes. This is another painting that I've almost finished. By the way, I was finishing up the spider web, going from her mouth to the little spider over there. So I need to add, I need to remove one of these black straps on, you know, on her foot because the other one doesn't have two, and I've accidentally added two here. I don't know why. So that needs fixing. I do want to make a little adjustment to her skirt. I don't know. It's just bugging me. It just feels off. So that's pretty much all that's left for this piece, and then this one will hit the store probably in a few months because as soon as I finish it, you know, I will put it up in the store as well. So, but yeah, both of those are not far from being done, and then I will have 4 oil paintings finished. So, really excited about that. But yeah, what else can we do? I feel like I need to sort of take a little bit of that blue dark into the shadowed areas of her skirt. I feel like it's just lacking a little bit of depth there. So it's also going to make create some contrast between the little piglet and her dress, so that'll be really helpful. And I want this to sort of just fade out slowly. There we go. That is perfect. That piece is amazing. Spiders are so cool too. Thank you. There are some threads focused on photography. Now you just enjoy looking at other people's photography and art like mine. Where do I get my inspiration? To be honest, most of my characters are just from dreams I have or daydreaming during the day, thinking of things. I'm obviously inspired by, you know, the antique children's books like old nursery rhymes and things. Alice in Wonderland really inspires me as well. So yeah, I do also have a lot of favorite artists. Benjamin Lacombe is one of them. Mab Graves is another. So I do look up to a lot of those artists as well. But most of my work is just comes from daydreaming, really. Not anything specific, just being, you know, relaxed during the day and wanting to draw a character and thinking up something. So yeah. What would you say? What inspired you to take on photography in the first place? What made you fall in love with it? You always draw along. Sorry you're practicing and so not focused on chatting too much. You're just looking at a reference for practice today. So what are you planning to paint or draw today? I'm really glad you're drawing along. That is the whole point of the stream. You know, to get all of you guys into art and being creative alongside me. So definitely do not be sorry. I'm very happy to hear that. get to gesture practice, just poses. Gonna try and focus on legs today. That sounds cool. Sounds really awesome. I would love to see your piece once you're finished. So definitely post it in the Discord, you know. You're gonna have to get some Shalib. Catch us all cool people on the flip side. No worries, Alien Frog. I really hope you have a good rest. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for being so chatty on the Discord as well. It's lovely to keep in touch. Alright, well guys, I think the main thing that I still want to get done is give this piglet some more shape, I guess. You were inspired because by adjusting your perspective in an image, you can feel different kinds of emotions. You also enjoy capturing a moment where you look at a photo, it brings the emotion that is an unexplainable, like something you'll only feel for yourself, like something only based on your experience. Being an artistic person, are you interested in some cartoons? You want to know. That sounds truly beautiful, Happy Face. You know, I feel like that is completely true passion, and I think it's beautiful that you have such an appreciation and admiration for, you know, photography. I think it's beautiful. We were actually talking about cartoons the other day, realistically. So we talked about probably one of my favorite cartoons. Obviously, I don't know if Disney counts. So the Bambi movie was one of my favorite 2D animations. But I also really liked Heidi, and there's this one series called Niels Holgersson, and I'll type it in the chat because it's Finnish, I think. I think it's Niels Holgersson. It's about a hamster and a boy, and the boy was always really mean to animals, and then one day he got cursed. I don't remember how exactly he got cursed, but he did. And then he became really small, and he had to rely on his pet hamster, who he'd always been so mean to survive, basically. And he was also really mean to his pet goose, who actually ended up saving his life. So eventually it's just about him going on all these adventures and trying to find out how he can get big again so he can go back to his family. But the whole point of him being small was to learn how to be nice to animals and just others around him and be less selfish. So it's a really nice story. I love the story. But in the end, it has a happy ending. Melissa, how are you? How was your birthday dinner the other day? Did you enjoy it? You don't think you are capable of being bad at it. You always create amazing stuff. Exactly, Gaurav, you always do. Well, that's the whole point about practice, is making mistakes, right? So even if it does look bad, you're gonna learn from it, so. Okay, so this little piglet needs a ton more color. So I am going to make him more pink. Alright, so now that it's wet, just gonna make sure all of it is nice and wet, to be honest. Now that it's wet, I can go in with darker pink and hopefully bleed it out. So I want this center bit to be darker because that is where the most shaded bit of the piglet is going to be. So I want to work quickly because I really want this beautiful blended effect on my piglet. So I want all around his belly to be nice and shaded as well. And his cheeks need some shading. I'm gonna have a look and see if I can slightly lighten up some areas that I, don't want to be as dark. I really should use my finger, it's gonna have more control. So I'm gonna have to wait for that to dry before I can keep, layering over it, but I feel like this is looking great. This is getting exactly to where I want it to be. Dinner was great. That's awesome. You had lasagna, fried chicken, and salad, an odd combo, well, that does sound very, very strange. I love lasagna though. Lasagna is so delicious. So I'm particularly jealous. Alright, I'm gonna give her cheeks some beautiful blush. You thought you have the same birthday. How old are you? But so is it your birthday today as well? Happy face. The piggy is so cute. It holds love, not money. Yeah, exactly. So the whole concept behind this illustration is that instead of investing money, it's really important to also remember to invest love. And that's what she's doing. So she doesn't have any money, but she is spending her time investing love in her little pet piglet. So, yeah. So once this dries, I'm going to be able to go over in my graphite pencils as well. And we'll be able to finalize this piece today, I reckon. I don't think it's going to take too long. If only it's that easy to hold on to love. Well, it depends, you know. It doesn't have to be romantic love. It can also be love for a pet, love for, you know, your siblings, love for a parent, or, you know, a grandparent. And so love can be all around you. Love for a friend. So yeah. Feel like if you love an animal, you're pretty much set for life, you know? Gotta have a pet. They hold on to all your love for you. Exactly, Queen Melissa. You are so right. They will not judge. They will just always love you back. And yeah. So go get yourself an adorable pet. Because you will be set then. Your birthday was on the 13th. Okay, that's awesome. I hope you had a good day. What did you end up doing then for your birthday? You agree to that. Your friend has a dog and they fell in love with her. Oh, that is so cute. What kind of dog? Love for pencils. Yeah, pencils, I feel like pencils have to be the all-round favorite medium for artists, you know? I don't know, I can't think of anything artists would love more. I feel like I need to stop picking because I am probably gonna wreck that, but we'll have to go over it again and fix it up. You know. You've been looking at what you need for a bioactive setup for your snake. You want to get her a nice new home since you're moving into a new place. What exactly is a bioactive setup? Alright, so what I will do is I'm going to take a photo of it now, and then I will also take a photo of it hopefully once it's, you know, once I've done the graphite. That'll look much, much better. So I always like taking process photos of my work. I feel like I have a strange shadow going on today. I don't know where the shading is coming from. Maybe the paper is a little bit buckled or something. I don't know. Okay, so the face is going to be the place where I start first. Because I feel like once... Oh no, is this still... No, it's not wet. I feel like once I have the face down, my whole piece just, you know, comes to life a lot better. So... she had a Dachshund, cute and lovely dog. She always loves some snuggles and belly rubs. You just love some snuggles and belly rubs. Well, now, well, you just had a simple celebration, ate somewhere shawarmas, and what are shawarmas, and had a cake. I have no idea what that is. That little Dachshund sounds so cute. I love Dachshunds. Unfortunately, they're also a known breed to have a lot of back problems, so you gotta be really careful of not feeding them too much and making them obese to avoid them getting essentially more terrible back problems. So yeah, they're just very genetically susceptible to that, unfortunately. Bioactive setups is when you put actual dirt in the tank along with little bugs as a cleanup crew, like isopods and springtails, and real plants too. Basically, a vivarium or terrarium. That is so cool. So is it like completely self-sustaining, or do you still need to do some cleaning and stuff? A small biome. Shawarmas or schwams? Mediterranean food. Okay. So what's that like? I've never heard of that. You hear that if you're successful, you won't even have to clean the tank for like years. Really? That sounds kind of like fish tank setups where they sort of just work on their own, you know. I've really wanted to do that for my fish, but yeah, it's not easy. It's very complicated, so you definitely do have to know what you're doing. But it seems really worth it once you do have it set up, you know. And I think it's more balanced for, like, I know in the case of fish, it's more balanced for their lifestyle as well. Once you meddle too much with cleaning a tank, it's sort of, it unbalances the fish's, I don't know, the water's pH levels and all kinds of things, and just really messes with the natural ecosystem of your tank. So if you can get it to be properly self-sustaining, it apparently works a lot better. Like, you don't have too much algae in your tank and not too little, and it just works really well, apparently. I've not tried this, but there's a YouTuber on who does sort of I think he calls himself the Cinescaper, and he does beautiful tank decorations, like goes from scratch and shows you the whole process, talks about how he does it, what kinds of plants and fish he puts in. It's really educational and really entertaining, and he has this relaxing music, so he doesn't talk over it, he just has text, but I don't know, the style of how he does it is just really, really nice and effective, so I really love his videos. Alex, how are you doing? Nice to see you on here. One of your fish tanks is pretty much self-sustaining. You got the balance just right. You don't think you've done water change on it for a few months now, aside from just topping it off. That is awesome. Wow. See, that's what I want to achieve with my fish tank. I've just not gotten around to it. I have a really small fish tank too, so it's, you know, it either gets dirty really quickly, which makes the setting a natural balance really, really hard. You're doing well so far. How am I? Well, I'm having a really good day, Alex. I've much preferred doing this piece in watercolor over doing it digitally. I feel like it's just come out with a lot more, I don't know, visual interest. There's just a lot more to look at in this piece traditionally, I feel like, than the digital piece. So I really love it a lot more. How do you do a self-sustaining fish tank? You would always clean your fish tank every month, if not, it will turn green. I can drop a link to the Finescaper on YouTube. He has a lot of tutorials on how to do that. So I'll just find the link and share it with you. So yeah, he has amazing, amazing fish tank setups. And he does say what he uses to try and get it that way. So I've just dropped the link for you guys in chat. It's a good mix of not having too many fish, the substrate you use, and plant load. Exactly. You have a bed of fish and 2 snails is your self-sustaining tank, so they don't produce a bunch of waste. and you feed like every 2 days. So that makes sense. I unfortunately have a goldfish that, you know, is very, very messy, and yeah, it's not the simplest thing. So I don't know if it's gonna work for me. I feel like the way that most people do it is, yeah, having a lot more water and much fewer fish. And when they do, it's either very small fish or, you know, a very large tank, so probably won't work for me. Not with my current fish. But hey, it's worth a try. So I'm definitely excited to give it a go. I feel like as soon as I start adding pencil lines in, my whole drawing just comes to life so much more. It's crazy. I'm just gonna move the light a little to the left so we don't get that awful shadow on my artwork. Probably too much so. I'm having so many lighting problems lately. It's ridiculous. This is awesome. You might make this your new hobby. That sounds fantastic. You gotta show us your tank. I would love to see. Your other tank though, you have to do water change at least once a month. One of your female killifish had some torn fins from the male being mean to her, so you had to medicate the tank. Now the plants are suffering. Oh no. I guess you had no other tank to put her into? What is a killifish? Never heard of that before. What is your you guys' favorite hairstyle to draw? Is it like tied up hair, curly hair, or short hair? What do you enjoy drawing most? I feel like for me, it's probably got to be wavy hair. I like drawing, particularly the one of those recent drawings I did with a girl and the magic stones. That one is really enjoyable because I got to draw all this beautiful wavy hair. And I would say that's my favorite style of hair to do. Killfish are freshwater fish native to Africa. I have to have a look at what they... I think... are they red? I'm gonna Google. Oh, they're pretty small. Wow, I thought they were much bigger. They definitely are very, very small. They're beautiful though. Wow. So, did that used to be a self-sustaining tank as well? Some of them have colors and they look beautiful, yeah. You're not a drawer, but you do like when artists do wavy or curly hair. Okay. I feel like, yeah, wavy and curly hair is probably, you know, a favorite amongst everybody, so. Zazu seems like he's quite anxious to come back inside soon. I usually bring him back inside. Well, either he has a choice to go outside in the mornings if he wants to, and usually he's pretty keen to be out. But then usually I wait till after the stream before I bring him back in. But I don't know if it's the cold or what, that lately he's just been wanting to be inside a lot more than usual. So... yeah, that tank was close to being self-sustaining, and then you had a huge nutrient die off when it hit that balance. What nutrient died off? I had a lot of trouble once because I cleaned my whole tank so much that I had no more algae in the tank, and that unbalanced my whole tank so bad. Yeah, you don't want to remove all the natural stuff in your tank. Definitely some buildup of algae is very important. I feel like doing the piglet is probably going to be helpful right now. So I'm going to try and color my little piglet. I'm gonna have loads of fun adding gouache highlights to him. That's usually my favorite part, getting to, you know, add all these cute little highlights to my characters. Because it really brings them to life. There we go. You think your soil just died. It sucked it dry trying to figure out what plants worked out and which ones didn't. It's so interesting. I always bought water plants and I would just put them straight into the rocks and it doesn't work. You have to give them substrate. You had a great time with us, guys. Gotta go. Time for work. Well, no worries, Happy Face. I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much for stopping by. And show us your photography. We want to see that. I really hope I can finish today. I am really getting tired, but I'm so keen to finish this piece up. You know. It's not really that far to go, to be honest, so I reckon if I push, I may be able to get her done. I've become so happy with my style over the past year. I remember being quite confused about it at certain points, and I think it's really tricky as an artist when, you know, you are confused about your own art direction and, you know, what your characters should look like and all that kind of stuff. So ever since that's dissipated for me, it's just felt like this breeze of, you know, some weight lifting off me, because it's so much easier when you have control over that. Yep, so I have definitely got some paper lifting issues over there, unfortunately. Probably from rubbing the paper too much when it was wet. There we go. And again, it's so strange. I feel like the paper has really taken a toll in this piece, and I'm not quite sure why, because realistically, it's not even that drenched, you know. So I'm entirely confused why the paper has struggled in this piece. I only really soaked the piglet, you know. The rest was all fine. It's so odd. That's the thing about watercolor, you know. It's such a risky process. You can be going so well and then up until a point, and the paper just has enough, and it lets you know very quickly. You're gonna go hop in the shower, be right back, look. No worries, enjoy your shower. So once this little arm is done, I still have to do the knees and the shoes and the socks. And then I just can, all I've got left to focus on is my cute little piglet, and hopefully we can finish her up. I just want the front section to be sort of pulled forward, which is why I'm trying to make it darker. I really wish I could get some more color into this piece. I feel like it's just lacking a little bit of color. It's really hard to know the balance. Like, are you going too dark or are you going too light? Because the graphite really, at times, can change so much, and I'm always cautious to overdo it, but you know. Alright, so I am going to take a bit of a risk and see if I can fix up some of this area over here, because I'm not entirely happy with it. So I'm gonna be adding more of this dark pink, and hopefully I can, you know, make it look less patchy, because it's really bothering me. The whole point was to have this piglet looking beautiful and smooth. So achieving that is the main goal. I also really want to add some more color to just her knees and certain other areas, so I'm gonna play around with that just a little bit. Hello, Chaz. How are you doing? There we go. Already much happy with that. That is amazing difference. Try and give her some more blush as well. I feel like her face is definitely looking a lot more defined and just better than the digital version I did. I much prefer this version. Alright, so we are almost done, guys. Next step is adding beautiful little highlights. I'm good, thanks, Chaz. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing well. How has your day been going? What have you been up to today? Oh, I almost forgot his tail. One of the most crucial parts of him, right? The cutest part of all. I love piglet tails. is so, so adorable. Whenever I go to IKEA, I cannot resist picking up and buying a plush toy from there. They have the cutest plush toys, and I'm probably my favorite one ever is the Piglet one. I'm a sucker for Piglet. So yeah, I may or may not have gotten one. Well, my little Piglet is looking pretty awesome. I think I need to do just a little bit of shading on her cheekbones up the top. I feel like it's possible that this blender I'm using is just slightly too rough on the paper. Maybe that's what's tearing the paper apart. I don't know. Something is just very different with this piece. And I can't think that it could be too soaked with water, because I've used so much more water on this paper before. It doesn't make much sense. It has to be the blender. I'm starting to suspect that. Alright. I need to add a little bit more blush. I really need some orange as well. A little bit of nice bright orange worked into that. I'm gonna just put a touch on her nose as well. So I feel like the highlights are probably gonna do the rest. Not much. Too hot to do anything. How hot is it there? Almost bedtime here. May or may not. You got a pig outfit for Halloween. She refused to wear it, so it never got put on. You refused to wear it, so why did you refuse to wear it? You were thinking the same. Was about to ask how I clean or maintain the blending tools. You use a sandpaper that came with the set. To be honest, I've never really cleaned mine. I just either buy new ones, but I've heard that you can use a pencil sharpener. I've never tried it, and some people have actually said that it wrecks them. So I would say, yeah, most likely a sander is the way to go. So you went back and bought a Minions costume, so she wore Minions for Halloween. Oh, you mean for your daughter? Oh, your ex. Right, why didn't she want to wear the Piglet outfit? That's like the best one of all. I don't get it. Makes no sense. Alright. I think For this piece, I'm gonna do something different. I want to use some Copic markers because I need to get a little bit more depth into her eyes and maybe a few other areas. So I'm going to try this. See how we go. Just need to find the right color first. So I basically use my Copics whenever I want to get a little bit more depth in my watercolor pieces. I feel like it just helps bring out a little bit more contrast at times. It really doesn't like the water. I have to be really careful though, because this stuff smudges like crazy. It loves to soak into the paper, so I only put down very little, otherwise I'm wrecking the whole thing. So you went back. Yeah, the sandpaper kind of wrecked them too, but you think there's a proper method to clean. Maybe, yeah, maybe let's check out YouTube and see if there's any tips on how to clean your, your blenders, because I've never done it and I really want to know. So seems like a good thing to do. Let's check YouTube. YouTube usually has, all the answers you need for anything pretty much these days. I feel like we're so lucky. The internet has both benefits and disbenefits. So, gotta make the most of those where you can. Feel like the eyes probably need a little bit more definition. I really wish you could get like just very thin ones of these, like normal pens that aren't like this. I feel like that would be very helpful to me at least. Because sometimes this is not really the easiest approach, needing to go so fine with them. Yeah, maybe I should work larger, that might also help, Who knows? So basically all areas that I want very dark, I'm going over in these pencils, in these Copics. Alright, let us have a look and see how this behaves. So I just want to add a little bit more colour to certain areas, like her fingertips, these knees of hers. Copics are such a wonderful art material. I don't know sometimes what I do without them. They're so helpful. And you can layer them so well. Their layering abilities are crazy good. I'm wondering if I don't think I have a light blonde colour. I do have this one, but I think it's gonna be it's so yellow. I can't use that. And this one might be a little bit more yellow. I don't know, we'll see. I feel like it's better off to stick with the lighter colour. I don't want to make too many changes. I feel like it interacts a lot with the graphite as well, so something to really be careful of. Alright. So, I think that's pretty much done, so I can now start the nice highlights bit, which is always my favourite part of the drawing. So I'll get out my gouache and we're gonna add just a couple little highlights, mostly to her face and a few to the little piglet as well. And so YouTube is it's kind of like the wise man on the mountain. Exactly. You can kind of get a lot out of YouTube, right? Okay. So I don't want too much paint on here, but I do want just enough to be able to do very significant highlights. So I'm gonna do one on her little nose. And then one on the eyes. Oh, I almost forgot to color in her eyebrows as well. Make them a little bit more prominent than they are right now. Perhaps you could augment your sketches with Copic in the future. You'll make a note of it. Well, that is an investment, I will warn you. Copics are very pricey. Most of my Copics I got secondhand off other people on like Gumtree that had barely used them before, so if you can get them secondhand, definitely do, because getting them new is so expensive. So it's best to try and get a large collection, and then, you know, you can buy certain colors that you really, really want. But yeah, I feel like the bulk of them I got secondhand, and then I just purchased like my grey and a couple of other colors that I was missing, and that was really helpful. Okay, so the highlights have not stuck, so I'm gonna have to go over again. I don't know why, for whatever reason, they're not keen to stay today. So the highlights on the shoe are really going to be crucial. You need to get those perfectly right. In some ways, it's really helpful that it doesn't just, the gouache doesn't just set immediately, because it really helps you correct mistakes if you did make one. So I find that a little benefit. So as you can see, the little highlights are definitely helping lift her up, making her come to life so much better. Alright, so this arm is also needing some highlights. Okay, so all that's left is this cute little piglet. Thanks, Dover. Thank you so much. So once he has, let me make him nice and big so I can see what I did before. Once his little highlights are in, I am pretty much done with the piece, so we're very close. I'm glad I pushed through to get him finished today because, you know, I was really excited to see him done. There we go. I reckon a little bit on the bottom area might be helpful as well. I don't want to do too much, so I'm trying not to go overboard. Luckily, gouache works very similar to watercolor, so it's really helpful in that sense. The kind of style I'm going to get is very similar to the watercolor. There we go. I think that one more highlight on his underbelly is gonna do the trick. And then he'll look beautiful and glowy. I'll just make sure that he's got a little bit more shading in the middle area. Hopefully my other blender doesn't actually rip the paper to shreds like the previous one did. Because I do need, I need to create just a little bit more depth here. So if I can do that, that'll be amazing. It'll help him look more 3D. So we'll see how I go. I feel like watercolor paper doesn't take the best to a blender. Normal smooth paper is so much better, but you know, what can I do? I need to use it. That's already taking shape so much better than before. He's looking nice in 3D, and I think I need to grab my Copics out again and maybe just... Actually, no, what I'll do is go over with another layer of water. And I think that's gonna be what just does the trick. There we go. So I really just need him to look a little bit more 3D, and hopefully this is going to do that. That is definitely helping loads. So yeah, it seems when the paper is, I guess, it's definitely rubbing off the paper to some extent. I guess it was still a little bit wet there, but that's right. Anywhere where the paper's wet, I shouldn't go with a blender. It's really not liking it. Alright, so just a little bit more of the darker pink around some of these edges to get the colour back. And I should be set to go. I'm gonna do the same on his little face, because I do need just some more depth to his face as well. As you can see, it's already made him look so much more 3D than he did before, so really, really happy about the progress. Just a little bit more pink. And I'm gonna give him slight pink on his eye as well. There we go. He is looking so much more 3D already. I'm so happy with them. Okay, so last thing to do is add a couple of highlights on the bottom area. Sorry, a couple of shadows on the bottom area. And then we will be done. That is all that's left for this little guy. There we go. So guys, these two are all done. I am so happy with them. The face came out awesome. I feel like this piece just got so much more personality to it than the digital one does. I can show you guys the, like, both of them. But yeah, I am so much happier. This looks great. Thanks, Arissa. I didn't even know you were here. So we're ready to raid someone, guys. I'm sorry I've been so tired lately. You know, especially near the end of the stream, I've just kind of lost energy. But yeah, it is time for us to raid, so I will find someone. Let us see. Well, we haven't actually raided Charles in a while. Or maybe we did earlier this week. So there's Charles, Aaron J. Bang is also currently streaming. So what is Aaron working on? So he's working on Warhammer models. How about we go and raid Aaron? We haven't raided him in quite a while, so I feel like that's a great way to go. I will type in the raid message, guys. Oh, thanks, Arissa. So if you guys can please copy and paste the message when we head over to Aaron, that would be awesome. And I will get ready to type in the raid message. So yeah, please type in the raid message, welcome Aaron, give him a follow, and I hope you guys have a great time there. But I will see you guys on Monday next week. Oh, thanks, Arissa. Hugs back. Lots of hugs back. Thank you so much for being here and watching this whole piece come to life. I'm so happy you guys attended. Let us raid. I will see you guys on Monday.